Hey everybody, we're back in Microtopia. I literally cannot stay away from this game. I also just wanted to give a big shout out to the Reddit Microtopia community. Good on all you guys and girls playing this game. Come up with some great ideas. And also the Steam forums. A lot of benefit from there as well. So I just wanted to say thank you for those guys and girls. And I was doing a little bit of thinking about the stockpile gate, and these numbers are kind of arbitrary, but I do kind of like the number 375 to keep, a large stockpile in here. And I was thinking, how many of these fabric can we make? If we have something in there for that's 10 minutes, that lives for 10 minutes, and it does its work cycle, it takes about 30 seconds to make a fabric. That means we could get about 20 fabric from each one of these workshops, and that means a total of 40 fabric. So if we instead of taking an arbitrary number like 300 here, and we want to keep roughly 375, then we should put in here 335 and let them get to work. Same with this. If we want 375, this takes roughly 30 seconds. So we'll do about 335, and we'll see what we get. It looks like we finally have something here, and we've already made a mistake. Since we don't have any concrete, and that's kind of why we should do something like, instead of 0. And it's a good lesson to learn, right? There we go. Because we did decide to build this, and it looks like it's going much quicker this time. We've already got 78, 79, and we don't even have 4 workers in there, which we could put 4 in there now. Because again, we're trying to keep, only a certain amount in there. This is about 10 seconds, so yeah, okay. 300 is fine here. Alright, I think we're doing much better. There's one thing that I want to do here. Make sure that I get this underway. Move this out here. Add a hauling line, and then a null line. And we're going to put a dispenser here. We want to keep what? Let's say 30. How many do we keep in there? 300? And shift less than 300? Yeah. That's fine. We can gather quite a few, so we can do something like this. We'll do 30 is fine. Gives them a chance to get a little bit of a backlog before we start yanking them over here. Because, again, we need to make the gyne colony, or the gyne cocoon, but that requires one more ant for us to make, which I think we've already unlocked. Pod worker 1 and pod worker 2, which I believe we're making on this island here. Yes, there they are with the green circle. Yeah, the green energy pod, right? Okay, so we are okay. What's going on here? Let's change this to here. Looks like we don't have enough drones to be sustainable yet, and we are still managing to get some ants in here. I see. This one has gone to the wrong one. That is why. Like that. That's the one we want. And that can go there. Okay. Always got to be troubleshooting, right? I mean, it looks like a circuit board, So we are basically programming a computer, feels like. Alright, hopefully that's the end of those. We definitely don't want to be wasting our peeps, our ants like that, you know, after all of our talk about being effective, being efficient, you know, we want to do that. We want to maintain that. And it looks like we could do one more stockpile gate here. And if you know what it is, leave a comment. This is going to be here. You know, one of these is going to have rubble. You know, eventually we can import it, but we're going to have so much rubble for a while that it's going to be a lot. And as long as it contains more than 30, yeah, that's fine. We can do that. I feel like we're getting our ants back online after our switcheroo, because we used to be over here a little more. Now we're on this side. Excuse me a moment. Alright. And we're almost finished with the bridges, which, you know, as soon as this is done, we can move these things out of the way and start working towards that. We will want to move these, you know, some stuff between islands, and we can use our ants eventually over there as well. So, I really like the way we are progressing in this colony. Finally, we feel like we've hit a yep, good. We've already got some our colony established here. Perfect. You'll have to see how quickly that gets put together, and that's perfect for us because we are needing to expand in here and do some other things like get fabric. Now, what do we need for large or for regular workers? We don't have enough for that yet, so for the moment we're going to just let them die. They still need to come in here. They still need to get more iron, I believe. Yeah, iron, scrap iron. Yep. But we have to remind ourselves that it's tied to the screws here. Going very quickly. Alright. Nope, looks like our colony has died out over here because we've reached our population limit, which is very unfortunate. Let's see, how many of these do we have? 16. It might be worth it to do this. All right. Now we need to send another ant over there. Preferably one of these. Yep. One of these big boys. There we go. Okay. Looks like we already used all 16 of those. And we need to start getting in here. Looks like we probably add a few more. How many do we have in there? 10. Okay, let's add 15. Oops, not 125. 15. Oh, hang on. Obligatory wife text. Be right back. I'll pause the timer. Be right back. Sorry about that. Hope you enjoyed the show while we were gone there. It is very, mesmerizing to watch. Alright. Looks like we're just about to be able to cross the threshold. We get about 50 more ants. And, as long as we do that soon enough. Okay, get out of here with that. There we go. Looks like we're just about to pass. Perfect. Because don't forget we have ants over here as well. So it's like symbiosis, right, between the islands. That's why when you, get these bridges and stuff, you realize that, yeah, everything is interconnected. It's just one giant colony. It isn't like it's, I don't know. I know it feels like it's multiple islands or whatever, and they're separate or something like that, but, the reality is it's one mega colony. And if you realize that, then you can use that, right? You can use that to your advantage. Okay, so we want to get slingers next. I feel like we're only 10 inventor points away. Hang on. And then we want LEDs. We want LEDs after that. We are working on that. We already got 16. As soon as we get more out of this island, let's see, what's the threshold at here? 160. Okay, we can fix that. There we go. Now they'll start bringing more to this island, and we can start feeding her again. Alright. So we're just kind of watching now. Not much going on. But we need these moments to reflect on what we've done, to see where we're going, maintain our forward progress, positive pressure on these events, right? Okay. So it looks like we got our 100 inventor points. We'll get the slinger. We'll look at those. Center of storage. And what do slingers do? Well, they do something like this. So, whereas we have these trails where they say, okay, if you're carrying something, you jump down there. But now if we do this, if something comes by here carrying anything, let's see. Probably chose the worst possible place to showcase this to begin with, but I think another good place is back here. Well, what you do is you assign the targets, and when an ant brings a whatever item it can interact with, it shoots it to the preferred stockpile, and then you don't have to even waste the time to walk down there. You just, oh, here comes the first one. Meow. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, that's super cool. So that means, eventually we won't have to have our stockpiles necessarily where our work is taking place. We can use these slingers to shoot them wherever we want across the island, and maybe have like a deep storage somewhere instead of, like this mess. I want to try and get one of those in here somewhere. I think we have enough space, because again, we don't really need to do too much extra work. We can outsource a lot to the other exploratory colonies. It looks like we finished this finally. So that means we're going to be building some of this, and that means we're going to be able to get some resin soon. And that will help us, because the next thing we need to get is LEDs. Like I said, LEDs is going to be the beginning of something grand. And we want to make those as soon as possible. Now over here, we can also make a facility. And what can we make over here? Well, let's take a look at the diodes, or what are they? Yeah, diodes. They take wire, which is copper, which we have in abundance here, and you know, we want to take advantage of that. I think, yep, you heard it. Now that we have something that is truly worthwhile on this island, we need to go back and reassess this island and get it in the same position of automation. So even though it's beautiful and we're very happy with what we've created here, it's time to try again. Shit, I didn't want to break that. Alright, easy fix. We'll be a little bit more careful. I like that there. Let's take advantage of this main trail, just so we know what we're looking at, right? And we want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's a good enough block for us. This one might need to be a little bit longer, huh? Let's maybe do 7. Okay. I like this one a lot, and we can eventually expand in this direction. Now, we want to do the same thing that we did on the other island, and let's just get a fresh start. Because we don't want to be in this situation here, right? Or this situation here, where we have nothing, right? So let's always be in the frame of mind that we are going to we're going to work first on maintaining our stockpile levels, making them what am I trying to say? Making it so that they're not, you know, overflowing all the time, I guess. And where is this going? This is going back here. Do they have a metal block? Please tell me they have a metal block. Yeah, they do. Okay, good. Okay. Because we are also going to want to make screws on this island. You know, I know that we're importing things, but, you know, eventually that's going to change. We're going to have to import new things. We don't want to get, you know, we want these to be fluid. We just want the layout to remain the same, but we want the we want to be able to change what goes in there. You know, I don't think we'll ever have to send more than 6 items from an island, but you know, if we do, we do. That's how it goes. We'll figure it out, and that's what we're here for, right? We're here to learn and have fun and enjoy this game. You know, because it is really technical. You are required to think quite a bit. And let's make, you know, I'm just thinking about what we want to do in this colony. And let's make this section of this island focused on diodes. We can do a little bit of production here, but eventually we'll have, you know, we can do stuff everywhere. And we'll want to move things around as we get more of these pod workers. Once we have enough to cover this area in pod workers, we're going to move our incubators to another part of the island, create more pod workers over there over time, and you know, eventually be able to work through this whole island. That's the goal anyway, okay? So with that in mind, let's get going. And the focus again of this island is going to be diodes, or this portion of the island will be diodes. So what does it take? It takes wire and it takes screws, and let's get ourselves a stockpile and let's work from there. Now I think I can get it a little bit yeah, I think I can get it a little bit closer. We're just gonna do it like this, and okay. So let's begin. So what's the first thing we want to do? We want them to come in. We want them to pick something up, and I think it actually needs to go. I think it needs to go closer. Yes. Now that I think about it. And that needs to go like that. That needs to go like that. Now here's something interesting. See how they can both be grabbed from either side of the hauling trails? If you add an old trail in between there, then it eliminates that from happening. So what is this going to say now? It's going to say if you don't have anything, you're going that way. If you have something in your hands, you're going that way. You're going to drop it off, and then you're going to come back. Okay. Very concise, very clear, very easy. Now, how are we going to prevent our ants from getting in here and with what we don't want is for them to be in here having one of these items in their hand, either a screw or a wire, and they're just wandering around here for ages and ages and ages until they die. We want to be able to automate that. How are we going to do that? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come down here. We're going to get a stockpile gate. I know I keep saying this a lot, but it's important to learn what we are doing, and the best way is to just repetition. Do it over and over and over again. So we have 3 stockpile gates here, right? Now what are they? The first one's going to be this one. If there's less than 300 in here, you may enter. Well, I don't know. Let's do like 340. And we'll do a stockpile exit here that says 3 or yeah, no, we'll do it on this one. Okay. Now this will say, okay, again, yeah, if you're less than 375, that's fine. If they don't make it all the way to 375, it's not a problem. I don't care. But I just want to make some reasonable goal to the point where we don't have to worry about running out. We don't have to worry about constantly having ants in there, right? That's something we want to avoid. Now this one is going to be, and we haven't even begun manufacturing on this plant, or on this planet, on this island, have we? So we need to begin manufacturing on this island, which is the perfect place to be for us, right? Let's do this. Let's get these out of here. Yeah. Excuse me. Okay. And yeah. Okay, let's leave it like that. Let's get all these individuals where they belong for now. And since these don't have a sign, stockpiles, they aren't going to go anywhere. So let's see now. We do need to get glass. We do need to get copper, and we do need iron on this planet again, on this island. Even though we are bringing in what are they called? Okay. Okay, I figured it out now. I remember what we're doing. Okay. So this will be here. And yeah. Okay, I got it now. Okay. So we can do something like this. And this is how we are going to this is how we're going to make it. Alright, I understand now. My brain processing speed is like Pentium 2. It's 2025. Not to date this video, but it's 2025. And yeah, I'm still rocking the Pentium 2 here. So you have to bear with me. Now what do we need to do here? Let's try and build a trail first. We want to go somewhere like here, because we also need one of these. Yeah. This is done, by the way. This is this is not meant for that. This is meant for this. Okay, well, we'll figure that out. Looks like there's some light bulbs here. Okay, so we had been manufacturing for a bit, and then we rearranged everything. Now I understand, okay. So we need this here. One more back. Okay, got it. We'll try and be quick. No, this needs to be like this. And actually we should do the we should do the carry gate trick, just because we don't want them to get stuck anywhere. If we do that, I mean, they won't get stuck, but you know, we want to eliminate as much risk as possible. It needs to go over one more. Because, of course, sorry if I'm all over the place, I'm just trying to, as I remember things, do them, so that I don't forget. Y'all work like that? Anybody else work like that? If you don't know, if you don't do something right away, it's kind of like, you know, the whole world gets borked. Yeah, that's me. Okay, so the first thing we want, stockpile gate. Check. Is there less than, say, 335? If there is, go beyond. If not, come back down. Next thing. Is there... And I guess we could do it... like this. Is there... And if not, come back down. Is there more than, you know... Is there more than 0 in there? No, that's not enough, as we learned. Let's do 20. Give ourselves a little backlog. If there is, go ahead and work. Now let's see. How does that work? Good. Ends right where we want it to. Yep. Now, if there is more than 375 in there, goodbye. Because we want to keep the stockpile pretty high, right? We could start. Yeah, we could start exporting once it gets down to 200. Even though it probably never will, but you never know, it might. We have to see how many we're gonna need. Okay, I like that a lot. Let's do another one. Right there. Copper. Let's take this one. Like that. Plus, I just like the way this looks. And I forgot one thing on the last one. There we go. I like it when it lines up like that. It's very nice. And we should have enough room to get in here. Like that. And then counter end gate here. Perfect. Now, same thing with our stockpile gate. Like this. Like this. And is there more than 30 in there? That's fine. Is there less than 300 in here? If that's true, you may enter. If not, go on to the next thing. And if there is more than 375 in there, you're free to go. Again, we'll just double check on our gate and see how it looks. Perfect, flawless. Alright, we have one more to do. Nope, I never unpaused my timer. How long have we been recording? 33 minutes. That's fine. We'll give it another couple minutes. Let's finish this one up and then we'll call it. Alright. So we need, where is it? Yeah, here. Like that. Glass. We have this one. One more up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's getting to the point, at least with this carry gate function here, that I can do it without thinking about it. But everything else, and as I say that, I still messed that one up. Everything else I still have to really think about. Excuse me a second. I'm back. Okay, I think that's correct. Now we need carry gate, counter gate. We need a return home trail, return home trail, return home trail. This one needs to check the amount of goods. This one needs to check the amount of goods. And this one needs to check the amount of goods. We will check to see if the trail is considered complete, which it is. And I feel like that's even much more concise than what we had before. And we could actually bring this all the way down and we can get a couple more things in here. Because we do need one of these guys. Something like that. And we do need to begin, of course, our further processing of goods, such as light bulbs, wires, and screws. But that'll have to be for the next time. Until then, thanks for watching. See you later. Take care.